do you like reading books?
I study from the book. I learn a lot of things from books. I read the book and I remember what they write in the book. When I watch a video on YouTube, I watch it and I forget it right away. But when I read a book, I remember it longer.
Ah, of course. Very good. And what is your favorite genre? So it's like type, you know that we can use genre or type for books as well as films. Well, it's not just for films. So what type, what genre of book?
Genre?
Yeah, it's like type.
Genre. Yeah. What type of book?
Yeah, of course. So what? Yeah, it's like novel, comedy, science fiction, biography, educational books.
The book to help me to become the book the writer how to become a successful woman or successful businessman, how to have a good behavior, how to have a good communication. Yes, maybe that it's they are self-help books.
Yeah, of course. It's like, non-fictional books. So you mean non-fiction? Yeah, of course, based on facts, and they give you some like advice. It's not advice, the ways, and for example, the methods, some clues to learn how to live, how to be better, how to be successful. So it's
how to be healthy, how to have a good health.
Of course, very good. So we have fictional and non-fictional.
Fictional and non-fictional.
Yeah, fictional, as you know, like, when we say fiction, that is story. So based on stories that have been invented. But when we say non-fictional, it's like based on fact, reality, real events, and fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, so today we're going to talk about books. And of course, I have a lot of questions to ask you, and I think it's a good topic to talk. Well, so what do you think about novels, like romance, crime novels? So what do you think about these type of books, like crime novels, or I don't know, romance?
I often never read it. Grammar novels or romance, because it's usually thick books, very thick, a lot of things to read. Instead of reading grammar novels or romance novels, I prefer to watch a movie.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, got it. So it's like, so you don't prefer that type because of, I don't know, the size of book that is too big, too thick. So it's like, you need to read it and you need to spend a lot of time. So because of this, you don't like it? Or no, actually, maybe you are not a big fan of stories, romance stories, so because of this.
But my sister, she loves reading, especially novel. Yeah, she can read all day, all night, without sleeping.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to read to sleep. She
Wow. Yeah, that's really interesting. So actually, there are different phrases that you can say to say, for example, this book is good to read, this book is not. So for I can give you one alternative here that is, a heavy read. When you read a book and say, oh, that was a heavy read, it's, that was difficult to read. So you can say, I find novels heavy read.
Heavy read. Yeah.
Heavy read. That is difficult to read. So, for example, that book is a heavy read.
But if I have time, if I have a time, I will try to read a novel.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's really good. And about your sister, like, because you find novels really captivating, gripping, intriguing. So you can say that she couldn't put novels down, like, when you, for example, I say, I can't put it down, it means this book is really intriguing. So it's really interesting, gripping. So because it was gripping novel, for example, gripping book, it was
Gripping
really
novel.
interesting, captivating, of course. So you can use these words.
Yeah, we learn these words
Of course, I
some
taught you.
days ago. Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Well, and now let's see the first word of this lesson. So this is genre, sci-fi or science fiction.
Science
So
fiction.
sci-fi, of course, that is sci-fi or science fiction. So actually this genre, that is fiction. So, and I don't know, it's not realistic. So that informal word for science fiction, books, films. So it's like, totally unrealistic. So it's not realistic at all. And especially, so we have some, I don't know, space travel, spaceship, planets, or something like this. So that is science fiction. So tell me about this genre in films, in books. So have you ever read or do you like to watch?
Yeah, I don't like it. My I don't like read or watch about this genre. But my husband, she uh she like, yes, she does.
Yeah, he's a big
But you,
fan,
my
but
my
you
husband
are not.
is a big fan. My husband
Yeah,
is a big fan of sci-fi.
very good.
Um,
You are not the one. You are not the one for
yeah.
science fiction genre. You're not the one. You're not into. So it's like you don't like. But your husband is a big fan of science fiction stories and, of course, movies. And this one, encycl. Okay, let me. Okay,
How
now
about
this
you?
word.
How about you? Are you a big fan
Actually,
to
it
sci-fi?
depends. It depends. So I read every type. So it's not that I say that every book is good to read. So I read, but sometimes it takes maybe long time because I don't find them really gripping. So just because it's book and I need to read it, so because I need to finish it. But sometimes I read something from cover to cover, like, and I really can't put it down. So, for example, I remember that it can be, I don't know, like psychology, or for example, sometimes not science fiction, not comedy, really can't. Yeah, I can't at all. Sometimes, for example, about novels, I remember that, as I told you, I read the last book. Uh, The Midnight Library. And it was really good. And for example, the book that you introduced. So every book, it's not, I don't have a specific genre because I really like reading books. But it's like, you know, some genres like comedy or I don't know, like crime novel or action or I don't know, science fiction. Not at all. I can't. I really can't. And of course, educational books,
Yeah.
non-fictional, yeah. Every day I need to study, I need to be updated. So, well, this one, encyclopedia. Yeah, encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia.
It's not L. L is not, it's like, you know, you pronounce it like, you know, it's really slightly like, you know, it's silent, like encyclopedia.
Oh,
Encyclopedia, of course. L,
encyclopedia.
no, encyclopedia, of course. So you know that books that contains information on all objects. And, you know, for example, they cover certain object and you can get any information that you need. So, as you can see, a large collection of information about one or many, it's not about one, every object or subject that you need. So there are different subjects and you can find information that you need. So of course, nowadays we have a lot of free online encyclopedia and that is really easy to access the information whenever, wherever you are. So that is, so it's actually book contains information on all subjects. Or for example, one covers one subject and another one. So, and they can be really good courses of general education.
Okay.
Of course.
We hope that you enjoy and learn from this free online encyclopedia, and it becomes one of your favorite places for reference information. Yes, we hope that you enjoy and learn from the free online encyclopedia, and it's become wonderful favorite places to reference information. Maybe the library. Library.
Yeah. No, library, no. They can be, let me explain here. We are talking about DVDs, CDs, books, so any source containing facts about different subjects. So it can be a book, it can be, for example, CD. So it's not library, not at all.
Yeah.
It can be, for example, the combination of them like this.
USB. I have a USB. The USB,
Of
they
course,
contain
yeah.
a lot of books there.
Yeah, of course. It's like, for example, you wanna, I don't know, you wanna study, like, for example, the life on the water. So you need some vocabulary, some information. So of course you can find a book related to containing all information that you need related to the life on the water, or for example, sea creature. So that is a type of encyclopedia. So, and or on CD, or for example, I don't know, DVD, USB, RAM, so everything. Well, and online, of course, sources that nowadays we use. And this one, suspense. You can read the meaning of this. If I want to give you a good synonym, I say anxiety, confusion, doubt, So all them, anxiety, confusion.
Sorry, chị gặp lại sau nha. Ok, chị hỏi.
I'm sorry, I didn't get what you said.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry if I have a phone coming.
Of course, of course.
It's okay now. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, and anxiety, confusion, doubt. The feeling of excitement or nervousness that you have when you're waiting for something to happen and you are uncertain about what is going to be. So it's like you have anxiety, you're confused, you have doubt, you don't know what is going on, so or what is going to happen.
Yeah.
So especially, yeah.
Substance.
Yeah.
There is a gradual build-up of suspense throughout the film. Suspense throughout the film until it comes to an unexpected ending. Until it comes to an unexpected ending.
Yeah, unexpected. It means you don't predict.
Yeah, don't predict it.
Yeah, of course. You don't expect, you don't predict. Yeah.
That you're waiting for something to happen and are uncertain what about is about to be yes.
Yes.
Anxiety, confusion, doubt.
For example, when you're really excited, we have an idiom on the edge of my seat. I was on the edge of my seat. It means I was really excited. Now, how to use this idiom and this word? For example, the suspense in the mystery novel, or for example, film, like the suspense in the film, kept me on the edge of my seat. It means I was really excited to see what is going on and what is going to happen. So, to be on the edge of your seat means to be really excited. You can't wait. You're really excited to see what. And for example, you can say the suspense in the book, or for example, in novel or in the mystery novel, kept me on the edge of my seat. Yeah.
On the edge of my seat.
Yeah, of course. Wow.
On the edge of my seat.
To be really excited.
It means really excited. Oh. To be really excited.
Yes.
To be on the edge of your seat. To be on the edge of my seat.
I said you are on my seat, actually. I said you're because I'm talking to you. So I was, for example, I was watching the film and I was on the edge of my seat. I was really excited to see what's going on. So I was on the edge of my seat, of course. I couldn't wait.
Yeah.
Wow. And this one, memoir. Memoir. Yeah, of course.
Memoir.
Yeah, memoir, of course. A book or other piece of writing based on writer's personal knowledge of famous people. So you can see
based on the writer's personal knowledge of famous people, places, or events. A book or other piece of writing based on the writer Memoir.
Memoir, of course. It's like, you know, it can be a kind of, we can say biography, but, you know, maybe in some, of course, you know, in some aspects are slightly different. So, but we can consider it like, because when we say biography, again, is a detailed account of someone's entire life. So that is biography. So you know that someone's writes, I don't know, about someone else. So that is biography. So memoir can be a kind of it, okay? Again, a personal account of some specific experiences or moments, maybe, in person's life. So can be somehow they both are life stories. So memoir and biography, both are life stories. So we can say, if I want to give you a good word, life story. Wow.
Okay, I understand. I get it.
Wow. Yeah, of course. And this one, satire. Satire. So the stress is on first. Yeah, satire, of course. Satire. You can read the definition, but I can give you a good synonym. Humor. Yeah, satire, that is humor. Like, as you can see, a way of criticizing people or ideas in a humorous way. Yeah, of course. So we have, it's a kind of humor. Yeah, it's like, actually, let me say, it's a really good example of social commentary, especially about some, like, you know, social issues, problems, and try to criticize and try to discuss this problem using a really funny language, like, you know, in a humorous way. So because of this, we say it's a type of social commentary. Yeah. Since the politician did not want to become a target of the writer's next satire, he tried to avoid doing anything foolish in public.
Yes.
Yeah.
Satire.
Yeah, satire, of course. Satire, of course. Satire, of course. Well, and now we have these words. Do you want to use them to make some sentences?
I'm not a big fan of sci-fi.
Yeah. But you know, sci-fi, don't leave it. Sci-fi what? Because when you say sci-fi, movies, films, novels, so, or stories, books, so it's not bad to add something. I'm not a big fan of sci-fi books or science fiction books this way. And the next one?
I am not a big fan of sci-fi sci-fi books because I find it's I find it heavy to read. It's heavy.
You
It's
find
difficult
it
to read.
heavy to read, of
To
course. You
find
find it heavy to read, of course.
heavy to read. Yeah. Encyclopedia. Encyclopedia. Mm, you know, to learn quickly.
Yeah.
I I used to listen to ebooks.
Yeah,
Um,
of course.
um, It's really encyclopedia.
Really good.
That that help me to learn quickly.
Of
To
course,
study.
very. It's kind of encyclopedia that helped me to learn. Yeah, of course. And the next one, suspense.
I receive a message. Uh, I receive a message that is about my brother. Um, but I am suspense about um,
No, you
um,
can't say I was or I am suspense. I will tell you how to change it, but no, be no for suspense. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You can say I was filled with suspense. That is okay. I wanted to know. I was really, I don't know, anxious. So you can say I was filled with suspense. So this one is good. Yeah. I was filled with suspense. So this one is better, but you can't say I wasn't suspense because you know suspense is a noun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was filled with suspense when I received a message. Um,
Yeah, of course.
I received a message about my brother, and uh, I it
And
hurt me in suspense. Yeah, it
it
left
left
me
me,
in
of course, it
suspense.
left me in suspense. Yeah, of course, it left me in suspense and
Suspense.
I wanted to know. So yeah, it left me. So they are different phrases that you can use, but don't say I am.
It left me in suspense.
Of course, it
It
left
left
me in
me in
suspense.
suspense.
Or I was filled with suspense. So this way you can use it.
I received.
Yeah.
I want to tell you that I received a message from the stranger. How can
Stranger.
I how can I how can I explain that?
You
How
actually
can I
already
make it
used it.
better?
That was
I
good
make the
actually.
sentence better.
That was really good. I received a
Um,
message from stranger, so of course it was really good.
oh,
So why?
yeah. I was filled with suspense, or I left it left me in suspense. Suspense. Yeah.
Suspense. Okay.
Sus yeah. From stranger. Okay.
You
What?
just let me say something about your question that is really important. Sometimes you say something and say, okay, can I make it better? It's like, you know, the way that you say is perfect. So it's good. You don't need to. When something is understandable and clear, we use it. So of course we say, or I want to paraphrase it. Okay, a stranger sent me a message, but what's the difference? I
Mm,
received a message from a stranger or someone, okay, or I got normally a receive. If you're talking, you know, in a casual way, you can say I get or receive. So both of them, but yours was really good. Unknown person, stranger, I would prefer stranger. Okay, yours was really good. And
one more.
memoir.
Um, I like to read the memoirs books.
Yeah.
Uh, and I find and some of them are some of them are repeat.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah. And just let me say something. Memoir books, perfect, good. But if you don't want to say books, here you can say I like to read memoirs. That's good. Make it
I like
plural.
to memoir.
That's
Yes.
of course. I like to read memoirs or memoir books. So it's yeah, of course. I like to read memoirs. That is acceptable. That means you are interested in reading memoirs. So that is really good. And the last one, satire.
Satire. Sometimes my husband uses the satire to communicate in the meeting. To use the satire in the
To
meeting.
communicate. No, because
No.
you know it's not it's not a good way to communicate. You know why? Because actually you are criticizing someone. So it's you know you can say I use. It's not to communicate because here one preposition can change the meaning. You can say my husband uses satire, for example, when communicating with people. It means sometimes criticizes people, yeah, I don't know, in a humorous way. But to communicate is not. As you know, I use it to make connection. No, it's not. Of course, good. Yeah.
Sometimes my husband use satire to
yeah.
talk to someone.
Yeah, satire, of course. When communicating, yeah, with people. This one is better.
To talk to me.
Yeah, to talk to you when talking to you. Yeah, of course. When talking to you, of course. When. Because you know, it's like you always, of course. When you can say when criticizing me, yeah, or when talking to me, yeah.
My husband uses the satire when talking to me.
Yeah, of
and
course.
Make me laugh, right?
That's really good, of course. Wow.
Okay.
And now, okay, we have a video, I think. So, do you have a favorite book? Yeah, really? Do you have a favorite? Oh, just let me, before we actually listen and watch this video, let's talk about, I'm not sure if I told you about different types of reading books. Like, you know, sometimes you don't read a book in depth. Just, you know, I don't know, to glance at a book quickly. How to say that, you know, for example, I read book, for example, you go to a bookstore, just you check. So it's not that you read it in depth. How to say? You can say, I skim through. For example, when I go shopping for books, when I go to bookstore, I skim through the books in the bookstore. So skim through means to read quickly. Just, you know, I didn't glance at it quickly. And sometimes you want to say that I love reading books, so I read a lot. And you can say I'm an avid reader or bookworm. So, but you know the word bookworm because I told you bookworm or avid reader. Someone who likes, someone who reads books in depth. So, these words that you can use. So I skim through, I flip through It's like, I just read them quickly to see what's going on and what the topic is, like this. So flip through, or let me write, flip through or skim through, both of them. Through means quickly. But bookworm and avid reader, people who like reading books, so they read in depth and they pay careful attention. So these two actually type of reading, and you can use this word. Well, now let's see. Let me share. Okay, I hope this one is, let's see what it is. I hope this is related to our question. Let's see.
We have a general sense that some places are filled with things that are deeply important. But what exactly is literature good for? Why should we spend our time reading novels or poems when out there big things are going on? Let's have a think about some of the ways that literature benefits us. Of course, it looks like it's wasting time, but literature is ultimately the greatest time saver because it gives us access to a range of emotions and events.
So I can, okay, so it's not related to this part, but it's about reading book. This is like an introduction, but it's not related to the questions that I can see. This is about what is literature, but I have better alternative because it's too fast for you. So I will find something better. One moment. Okay. 1 moment. Well, so just if I can this one, 1 moment. Okay. I think this one is good. Okay, so benefits of reading. So let's watch it again. Oh.
I often get asked, why should I read more? Why would I bother reading a book when I can just watch a video summary of it? It's true, you can save some time this way, and there is nothing wrong with that. However, reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body, and you can't train your body by just watching YouTube videos. So let's get straight to the facts. Reading improves your focus and concentration. Reading, much like running or listening to music, can be a form of meditation. With all the distractions nowadays, people have really big problems with concentrating. Don't be one of them. In a single 5-minute span, the average person will divide their time between working on a task, checking email, chatting with a couple of people and using their smartphone. This type of behavior causes stress levels to rise and lowers our productivity. When you read a book, all your attention is focused on the story. The rest of the world is closed off and you immerse yourself in every fine detail you're absorbing. Try reading for 15 to 20 minutes before work and you'll be surprised at how much more focused you are once you get to the office. It's also a great relaxation technique. Have you ever felt so tense to the point you dreamt of escaping your life for a while? Surprise, you actually can. You don't need a plane ticket to the other side of the globe. A great book can take you all the way to another dimension. Many people overthink their problems when all they need is a break, so that they could go back to searching for a solution with a clear, relaxed mind. So you're stressed out? Then pick up the goddamn book. Research conducted in 2009 showed that reading is the most effective way to overcome stress, beating out old favorites such as listening to music, enjoying a cup of tea or coffee, or even taking a walk. Measured by evaluating heart rate and muscle tension, participants just 6 minutes to relax once they started turning pages. So when you lose yourself in a book, you can simply forget all your daily worries. That's assuming you aren't forced to read and aren't reading any heavy texts like legal papers. Scientific studies show that reading actually makes you smarter. Your body needs movement, that means your brain needs movement as well, and reading is the best workout for your mind. It's demanding in a neurological way. Plus, it requires concentration and intellectual activity. Mental stimulation can slow down the process of dementia and Alzheimer's disease, keeping your brain sharp as you age. Reading is healthy, just like a morning run, so find time for it. Also, everything you read fills your head with new bits of information, and you never know when it might come in handy. The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to tackle any challenge you'll ever face. Additionally, if you ever find yourself in dire circumstances, remember that although you might lose everything else, your job, your possessions, your money, even your health, your knowledge can never be taken from you.
Wow.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video,
So what do you think? So according to the video, what the benefits of reading are?
Yeah, the benefit of reading. Reading it makes you smarter, healthier,
Right.
have
Yeah.
smart, concentrate. You can concentrate. Yeah, and you get a lot. You get knowledge that make you make a lot of money. Have a good job. Or have a lot of possession.
So it's like actually, you can say it can help because it's not the rule that by reading books, you will get a right position, or for example, I don't know, you will land position. No, a job, a good job. No, it's like this actually provides you with opportunities to have. It's like this one. For example, making money. It's not that, okay, if I read book, I can make money. No, this is the way that can improve my abilities so that I will be able to earn and make more money. So, but about your, for example, concentration definitely improves. Or for example, if it's like, a relaxation technique, of course it is. So everyone knows that is a relaxation technique. Well, let me ask you another question. So, Min, which one would you prefer? Online books or printed books?
I prefer printed books.
And why?
When I read online on my phone or on my computer, I am distracted by advertisement, by TikTok or by other application. I think I read more with printed books.
Yeah, of course. They're tangible. You can touch them. It's like, I don't know, I feel a deep connection when I have a book in my hand. Yeah, but of course, online books are really good, especially or podcasts, so you can listen. So, but it's like when you can touch, when something is tangible and you can touch it, it's really interesting because it's like you can have a really deep connection with, like, the story, and actually, I don't know, a sense of like belonging to somewhere that is really familiar. I don't know, that's really interesting. But of course, we have ebooks nowadays, and especially podcasts.
Yeah, podcast. I like it.
But it depends who reads. Sometimes they can't read. The story is really captivating, but the person who reads the story and the voice is not really attractive, like, I don't know, it's not really gripping, so you don't like it. You don't want to, for example, and I change. Sometimes, for example, I look for another reader, so to listen to the voice. So it's like, I don't know. It's really important.
Yes. I like it to read a printed book, but it's common to have a podcast. I'm listened more than read. I listen to podcast or ebook more often than the reading book.
Yeah, of course. Podcast, of course, especially when you're busy. So like you have a lot to do, plenty of things on your plate. So of course you need to, it's better to, while doing something, you can listen.
Yeah, yeah.
And tell me about your childhood. So do you remember if you had a favorite book as a child?
No, I don't. I have a reading habit when I was a child.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Ah,
my sister, she does. She did.
she did. So you didn't used to, but your sister did. You didn't used to read
Did.
books. Yeah, of course. But and tell me about the book that you've read recently, and tell me what you learned from it.
From what?
The book that you have read recently.
Um, I I am reading about health. Um,
Yeah.
I'm reading um how to become how to be healthier.
Of course.
Um, and I have my family's members, my family's member uh, to be healthy, to have a good lifestyle, to um, yeah, um, to cure that disease by
Yeah.
themselves, by themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Um,
you're trying to boost and improve your knowledge about health and health issues in order to help your family to have better life, healthier life, to be actually healthy and to be in good health.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. And tell me, what factors are important to you when choosing a book to read? When you go to bookstore to buy.
Yeah, the content, the uh, the it's good for me at that time or not. The type, the contents, the information from the books uh, is related to what I need at that time. I will read
Of
it.
course. So it
Let
depends on your
me
mood. Like, for
answer,
example,
please. Let me answer the call, please. Hello. Chị xin lỗi nha, chị đang bận chút. Ok.
yeah, so it depends on your mood. Like, what you need, what is your need that moment. So then you buy it. Yeah. Well, and have you ever bought a book and then you regret it, like, and you didn't read it because, you didn't find it, like, kept waiting, or you didn't find it good to read? Have you ever experienced like this? You bought something because you thought that it was really good book to read, but when you bought it, you regret, like, oh, it was not, so just left it and didn't read.
Yeah, sometimes I have, yes, sometimes uh, I bought that book and uh, I read and I don't like it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like, what you read because, this is book, let's finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So it's so happy to read sometimes.
yeah,
Um, uh, But I buy, sometimes I bought the book when I heard someone or the
Yeah.
famous people, famous
Yeah.
person said that it's a good book.
Yeah.
Someone not very famous, but someone recommend that book
Yeah.
is good to read. I I will buy it.
Yeah, of course. It's like, because people have different opinion, like, it's like different opinions. And so it's like, yeah, maybe something that you find really interesting can be really boring for someone else. So, of course, mostly have the same idea about really good books. So when we ask everyone, say, yes, yes, I read, but it depends on person. And do you think that the internet and television, when it will eventually make books obsolete?
Absolute,
No
absolute.
longer, no longer in
Um,
use. Yeah, it's like old fashioned.
mm, I don't think that the book will be obsolete. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, maybe less people read it, but it's exists. It still exists, and because of its benefit,
yeah,
the study, the lessons we uh, learned from the books
yeah,
uh, uh, is precious or uh, yeah, I think it's the lesson from the books you
yeah,
can sometimes you cannot find from others sources.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
You can find, I would prefer to change it slightly, like, because I didn't exactly get what you want to say. The
yeah,
last, yeah.
mm-hmm,
So
yeah,
you want to say that maybe reading habits will change in the future, but it's not like, still there will be some people who are interested in reading books, avid readers. So, but yeah, maybe sometimes we can say that, yeah, maybe it can be changed due
yeah,
to television, social media, internet. So how to read. Maybe in the past people would, I don't know,
yeah,
uh, they tend to read printed books. Nowadays they tend to read, like, online, or listen to, or for example podcasts or ebooks. So maybe reading habits will change, but there will be still people who are big fans of reading, and of course they read, right?
yeah, yeah, yes.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. My beautiful mean. So we talked about books, and now it's your turn. If you have any question related to this topic, or you want to ask me, that's time to ask.
No questions. Thank you.
Okay, I thank you. It was really good time with you. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Have a good
Goodbye.
night. Have
Thank
a good night.
you. Goodbye.